We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring.
Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Taylor-Made Cards for You. Well, I wanted to start out the Christmas card making season video with a really easy one. I know not everybody has lots of supplies, but you still want to make homemade Christmas cards. And I found these sticker books at Hobby Lobby, and I think they were like $5. And I couldn't believe the amount of stickers that were in this book. I had to buy a few. Now, the technique I'm going to show you doesn't necessarily have to be with these particular sticker books, but they could be with any stickers that are relatively small. You want to make sure that they are small enough to fit in this die set. Now, this is a postal die set that I got probably in the summer. I've had it for a while and I use it a lot. It really is a wonderful die, and I think you can still find it out there. I'm not sure, but if not, I do have a couple left in my shop. But what I love about this die is you can easily place stickers inside the frame before you actually cut it out. So you can get several of these going and then just go to the die cut machine and cut these all out. So what I ended up doing is cutting out some of these stickers and kind of putting them together based on color and theme, because I wanted my cards to at least kind of coordinate. Now, for this particular card, I decided to use some white heavy cardstock, but as you can see in my sample card, I used some designer paper, and this was just some grungy paper I had in one of my kits. It was left over on my desk, and this is how I actually kind of had the idea. It was just sitting there as a scrap, and I decided that I needed to do something with it. So you can decide if you want to use designer paper. You can decide if you want to use plain white paper, but I have to caution you, if you do use designer paper, make sure that it is what do I want to say? Make sure that it's not too dark, because the stickers that I'm using are the clear stickers. So you're going to see the background through the stickers. As you can see on the deer where I gave you a sample, you can see that brown coming through. So you have to be careful to make sure that you choose paper that isn't going to be too dark. So I'm just kind of going through my stickers here, and on some of them I'm cutting smaller pieces to fit part of the smaller frame, and I'm just kind of lining up my stickers before I actually commit to them. There are several stickers in the sticker book, so you know I had lots of choices. Now, originally I was going to use this larger church sticker, but then I saw these smaller ones and I thought that it fit in the frame a little bit better. And then I saw that wonderful gold snowflake that I could also fit in the frame. What I really loved about these particular stickers is they have that gold accent. So if you don't have a machine that creates that gold accent, you can still get some beautiful cards with that effect. And that's what's nice about stickers, is you don't have to stamp them, you don't have to color them. All you have to do is cut them out or just unpeel them and stick them. And you can still get some beautiful cards. I know some people think that using stickers is actually cheating, but I really don't think it is, because you're still designing it, you're still putting it together, you're cutting the cardstock, you are hand making it. So even though you are using images, stickers, it still is handmade. I don't look at a sticker any different than I look at ephemera, and lots of people use ephemera for their cards. All right, so for the most part, I've got all of my images picked out and lined up, and now I'm going to go ahead and take them off the paper and stick them down. So let's get to it. All right, so for this part, I did go ahead and speed up the video just a little bit because I'm just going to be peeling the stickers and laying them down. So a couple of tips here. So when you are laying down your stickers, you want to make sure that you continually check your frame, because keep in mind that when you cut this, you want all of your images to be lined up in the middle and you want them to be straight. So as you're putting down your stickers, you can see that your frame can easily move. Now, of course, you could probably cut this out before you actually lay down your stickers, but in some cases, some of the stickers might be over the edge, and if you lay down your stickers, then you're going to have to cut them with the scissors, and they won't have that nice jiggity edge on the side. So I prefer to actually do it this way. But if you are just careful, just kind of be mindful of where your frame is and where your images are, it really isn't that big of a deal. Now, some of your images are going to be a little bit oversized, like the one that I'm using here. Don't fret about that. You just want to make sure that it is lined up, it is centered. And even if some of your stickers do go into the next frame, that's perfectly fine. You're going to see on some of my cards where that happens, and it actually looks pretty good. But for the most part, I did choose images and stickers that would fit right in the frame. And I did my best to try to find a sentiment on every card as well. This one I put rejoice and be glad. And then I also have the Merry Christmas sentiment. So when I'm working with stickers, I do try to find at least a holiday sentiment. Now, if you don't have any stickers that have holiday sentiments, you might have a stamp that has a holiday sentiment, so that would be perfectly fine as well. But it really is nice to have all the coordinating stickers match. Remember, using your Big Shot, you want to make sure that it's completely lined up. If you're using thicker cardstock, be sure to run it through the Big Shot a couple of times, and that will help with removing all of these little dots. Now, these little dots can be a little bit of a pain, but like I said, if you run it through your Big Shot or your cutting machine a few times, it will help with getting some of those dots off, and you won't have to use that poker. Okay, so as you can see, this card came out beautifully. Everything's lined up nicely, and now I'm just adding some walnut stain to the edge. This is purely a choice. You could leave it just white if you'd want to, and I think it's just as pretty. And then all you need to do is just mat it onto some cardstock. On this particular one, I think black would be perfect. And then put it on your card base and you're ready to go. So these two are similar cards. I used the same stamp sets. They were on a couple of the same pages, and they look pretty similar. I just used one with designer paper and one with just white paper. But now I want to make a more whimsical card with the Santas and trees, and let's see what we can put together. So if you are using taller stickers, you're going to want to put your die more horizontal. But if you are working with stickers that you can find some long ones for that one on the bottom, that frame on the bottom, then vertical is always my choice. So I went ahead and I sorted through some of these stickers, and I pre-picked some stamps, some stickers that I thought would work, and that's why I'm easily placing them down. Once I get everything kind of lined up the way that I want it, I can go ahead and do the same exact thing I did before by just sticking them down. Now, this sticker set had some longer stickers, but as you can see here, I'm just going to cut some of these to fit into my frame. All right, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the camera while I adhere these stickers to my paper. Now, same rules apply. Make sure that your frame is straight. Make sure once you put the first sticker, you have it lined up so the other stickers will keep the same straightness, I guess is the word. You want to make sure that they're lined up in their frames, that there's not too much to one side. So the first sticker really pretty much sets the tone. Once you have that one down, then you can pretty much just keep aligning it to that one, and you should be good to go. Now, on some of these stickers, you're going to see they are a little bit bigger. But like I said before, that's okay because your frame doesn't end where the inside of the frame starts. You actually have that frame going all the way out to the edge where you can see the postage jiggly marks. And here I am lifting up my frame just a little bit because it doesn't quite fit in the frame, but really that's okay. I actually liked the way that looked. Once I had everything cut out, it looked pretty good. It looked like it was supposed to be that way. And it was, because that's the way I did it. So these stickers are coming off pretty easily. As I got towards like the 6th or 7th card, it was getting kind of hard to actually find smaller stickers to fit in that smaller space. So what I may do for the next ones is just have something go all the way across and have those dots go through it. I'm really okay with that. All right, so here it is. Didn't it come out great? I did run it through the die machine a couple times, but I still had to use my poker to get some of these little holes out. But overall, I'm really, really happy with the way that it turned out. All right, so I am perfectly fine with the way that this page turned out, but if you want to add a little bit more, if you have smaller stamps, you do have some white space where you can actually stamp some sentiments. So if you wanted this to look more like a postage stamp, you can add, some postal elements and just kind of, decorate it up a little bit more. I did on this one, but all the other ones I actually left them blank because I like the way that they look, but I might go back and add some canceled stamps. I'm not really sure yet, but overall, I think they came out great. All right, so after I was done with these 2 cards, I went ahead and I stopped the camera, but I continued to play. So I want to go ahead and share with you some of the other cards that I made, and hopefully you will give this a try. Like I said, I have several stamp sets in the shop, so be sure to check them out. I will link the section for you. And if you don't have this postal stamp, this postal die, I do have a couple left in the shop as well. Otherwise, you can easily find them online. All right, everybody, let's get looking at some of these cards, and I'll turn on some music, and we'll see you next time.